Hey you guys, this is Orsi, and as you can see, this is going to be just a quick comparison of the 3 versions that I have of this deck, which I never imagined that I would have more than one. Because why? I love this deck. Why do I need more? Well, because I have the Hungarian edition and now I have the pocket edition, which is going to be my travel deck until that very moment that the Smoke, Ash and Embers deck comes out in a pocket size, because that's gonna be my, like ultimate travel deck. But until then, or maybe I'm gonna be fancy and I will carry 2, even though it's too heavy, so let's not kid ourselves. But whatever, so I was just thinking that it's gonna be interesting maybe to see the 3 next to each other, and I can talk about why I like or prefer, like one of them or all of them or whatever. You can get this deck if you're anywhere near Hungary. I don't think you can just order it on from a website. I tried to reach out to the publisher. They never got back to me, even though I contacted them via Facebook and Instagram, never got a reply. So, they're lost. I was ready to help them sell a few decks to different folks, but they never got back to me. But anyway, so these are the... So this is the original one, like I said, this is the Hungarian, this is the pocket one. And this is the order that I got them, even. First, second, and now the third one. These are the boxes. The boxes are pretty much almost the same, like these 2. This is a bit bigger, and as you can see, a bit more bluish. But the pocket one is even better because her face is visible, how it is visible on the card. She is the High Priestess, which is my favorite card, especially in this deck. I got mine a bit dented from Verdery, because there was some problem with one of the cards, but I contacted customer service and they responded back. They offered either for me to send back the deck and get a replacement or get a 50% refund. I will choose the refund because it would take some time, at least I would assume 2 weeks, to get back the deck to their warehouse, and then 2 weeks or so for the new one to come back. But that would already be or it would already travel during this holiday season, so I don't want to risk getting lost, the deck getting lost, sorry. I don't like that it's dented, obviously, but it's metal, so the deck wasn't that way damaged. The problem was, and let me just find the card. If I can quickly do that. Unfortunately I can't because it's quite invisible. I colored it over, but I think you can still see that this was white, so there's a piece of the back missing, and there's the Magician. So when I shuffled it, it was so obvious where the Magician is in the deck, and even though I don't care about the backs, when something like that happens, it's visible, it's annoying. I will find a different black and I will have to actually edge the deck, which I didn't want to do necessarily, because now that I colored over it, it's visible that it's the black is visible when I shuffle it, and I can still see which one is the Magician's, which is annoying, so I will have to do that. But like I said, I don't want to risk getting a new deck and losing the deck in the process. So this is the original one. I don't have the indie one. That would be the 4th edition that I would maybe, hopefully one day, but it goes for such a ridiculously high price that I'm just not, I'm gonna pay, if I'm gonna pay 30, 100, I think it's 100, 300, not 30, no, 300, that's already enough, $100 for a deck, or for something that would be a Platinum Sailor, not Platinum Sailor Prograde fountain pen with gold nibs and, stuff like that. Not a terrible deck. But yeah, it would be nice to have the indie edition. So it's out there in the universe. Universe knows if I'm supposed to get it or not. but I edged it myself. As you can see, it's not that nice because the color part of the card or the face side of the card makes it impossible to fully edge it. But I don't mind. I kind of like it, and it's a bit worn down by now. This is the Hungarian edition, which is actually edged in a really beautiful color, which matches obviously the back and everything. And I already talked about it in my review that this one is bigger, and not just bigger size-wise, but if you look at it, there's a tiny bit more artwork as well. Maybe you can see it more here in the lines, that there's an extra line that's missing. Oh, let's see, there's two here that you can see. So the artwork was not expanded, but cut out less, I think. And we have the tiny one, which is for obvious reason smaller, and it's you know, cut off a bit more than the other two. But I don't mind. I mean, for a pocket-sized version, it's quite good. The cardstock wise, so the original one is a bit stiff, but I think I just used it so much that I'm just really used to the cardstock by now. I wish it would be a bit maybe more flexible, but you know, I'm used to it. This one I still haven't used it as much because for some reason I didn't use it this summer. I can't remember why, but I wanted to use it more, but maybe it's just, you know, it was summer and I was busy. I wasn't reading that much. But it's a nice cardstock. The thickness or thinness of it is good, but it's still a bit stucky. It sticks together. It's not rose petal, it's not matte finish, but it's something extra. So it doesn't slice that easily, the cards on top of each other. So shuffling is a bit, like you can see, it's different. It's easy, it moves around easily. This one doesn't, it still like clunks to each other, like in groups. So it's not that easy to use yet, but it's because I'm not using it as often. And the tiny one is obviously a thin, more papery cardstock. It shuffles well, but I already know that I will have to be careful, so I'm not bending it because it's gonna be a lot easier to bend this cardstock than this one or this one. But yeah, I was thinking which one I prefer. Still the original, I have to be honest. I like this one. In theory, I like it more, the cardstock and everything. It's a bit like shorter if I look at the you know, like the height of the deck, because the cardstock is thinner. It's interesting that these are pretty much the same, but I still prefer this one. Maybe I guess it just shuffles by now much more easier than, you know, this one. But I like that I like the font on this one as well. It's the same font for that one. Yeah, I don't see any difference. Then I just put a few cards on top so you can see the color difference. I don't think that there's a difference between the original one, even though this is more shinier and this has a more matte feeling, but I think the saturation is exactly the same. This one is a bit more pinkish, I would say. If you look at it here, the red is more prominent. Here the pink is the one that, you know, like pops out more, but this is not something that you will realize unless you're actually using the decks side by side. I don't even think you can see a lot of difference between these two, just, you know, like the artwork, but there's more of this part You can see more from the ball. I'm not saying this is like revolutionary and you missed out if you don't have this version. It's just I find it interesting. They look really nice, like these three looks nice together. And I might do some readings where I use all three decks. That could be very interesting if that would be like repeating cards. So I might do an example reading in the future if you guys are interested with these three decks to, so we can see if there's something coming out. If you have, if you would like to see that and you have a question for it, please do comment down below, because why not? Let's do a collaboration between you guys and me. But yeah, so these are the three versions of the Light Seers Tarot that I currently have. I don't have the French one. That was the one that I wanted for a long time because of the box, which is ridiculous, I know. But now I don't need that because I have the Hungarian one. But yeah, it would be cool to have the indie version as well. That would I still kind of feel like that would complete this little collection. But yeah, who knew? I have three versions of the same deck. Who knew? End of the like beginning of the end or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, hope this was interesting. But anyway, do comment down below if you have a deck that you have multiple versions like these, and if you have videos, even more so, because I'm curious to see them, why you picked like different versions and what you want out of them. I'm curious about that. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, and see you in the next one. Bye.